Good morning and welcome to an all-new type of circus where all abilities are excited to join in.
GMT starts now!
Live, this is Good Morning Texas.
Good morning, Texas. Happy Monday. It's going to be a wild Monday indeed. Paige is already having a good time this morning. We're going to get to her in just a second. I'm Erin Hunter. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. So let's talk about it because you either started spring break today or it just ended and your kids are going back to school. But if you're just starting, we're still discussing different ways to make sure that the kids are entertained this week. But we're also talking travel safety tips this morning if you're hitting the road. Plus, we talked to 38 Special lead singer and co-founder about their 50-year legacy tour that is coming to Dallas this week. Plus, we're talking all things fashion this morning and Fashion Hunter with local stylist, celebrity stylist, and athlete stylist Michael Phelps. Can't wait to talk with him about how to elevate our wardrobe. It's going to be so good. You don't want to miss that. So let's hop right in, get to it. Let's bop over to the Weather Center because it was quite chilly this morning. Marielle, good morning to you.
Hey there, good morning, Erin. Yeah, did you feel the winds yesterday?
I did. Whoa.
Yeah, it was the cold front that came in that brought in the high winds. There were some spots that were recording over 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That cold air then settled in. In fact, over a 50-degree temperature drop. Yesterday, a record high of 87 degrees. That happened in the early afternoon. Then we had that front come through. That front helped bring in those high winds. We saw the temperature then drop to 34 degrees this morning. I did the math for you. Don't worry. That's a 53-degree temperature drop in less than 24 hours. And yeah, it is March. Today, we do have a WFA weather alert because it is so drastically different from yesterday. The impact, breezy winds. We'll still be seeing those wind gusts close to about 30 miles per hour at times. A light freeze will be possible for some spots still this morning. Wind chills in the 20s for a majority of North Texas. You want to make sure to grab that extra layer. You know, the freeze warning was in place until about 9. It is now 9:01. A lot of it has expired, but still some portions in East Texas still under that freeze warning. And right now, believe it or not, the temperature is climbing. We're already at 36 degrees, but it feels like 25 when you factor in that northwest wind at about 20 to 25. Our air is very dry, so we'll be watching that as the week goes on. Temperatures right now are in the 30s area-wide, mostly above freezing, but the wind gusts making it feel like it's in the 20s. We'll talk about a climb in temperatures because, Erin, by the end of the week, we will be near record heat on Friday.
Marielle, I feel like March is one of those months where it's either 30s and it's really low or it's 80s and it's really high.
Keeps us on our toes.
It will indeed. Thank you so much for the update. Appreciate you. Spring break road trips are right around the corner, and while the playlists and the snacks might be already ready, the most important thing to pack are safe driving habits. So joining us now to share what drivers and families should know before hitting the road is Brad Coleman, CEO and owner of Safely Driving. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Erin. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you here. So why is this time of year especially important to talk about that safe driving?
Well, as everyone here knows, it's spring break week.
Yes.
So that means families are piling in cars, they're going on road trips. So it's really important now to know how to keep yourself and your family safe.
Exactly. Now you say the driver is the captain of the car. So what does that really mean actually on a day-to-day? Because you got to think friends and music and distractions all kind of pile up once you get settled in the car.
Yeah, we tell every one of our Safeway driving students that your number one responsibility as the driver is to keep everybody in the car safe. It is your vehicle. You're responsible for everybody. So that means communicating with your family or your passengers. Hey, I'm going to keep us safe. If someone needs to change the music, it's not me.
Yeah.
If we need to adjust the navigation, someone else do it, but I'm just going to get us there safe.
Look, this is where our passenger princes and princesses come into play, and they can help us out with the GPS and the music and all of the things and the snacks, right? Those can be helped out in those ways from the passenger. So phones are probably the biggest distraction, which we just talked about. Well, what is your simplest rule for keeping the driver focused on the road?
Yeah, the simplest rule is remember, your number one job is to drive that vehicle. When you're driving it, just do that. Navigation, radio, phone, leave it to somebody else. Your phone, put it away where it won't be a distraction.
Yeah.
Put it on the auto do not disturb mode when you get in the car, and it helps a ton.
You know what, that does help a ton, because D&D will block literally everything from coming in, and it's so easy, especially at those stoplights, to be like, oh, I'm just gonna check in and see who hit me up. But you know what, you get distracted in those moments as well, and next thing you know, someone's honking at you to go. And so a lot of people will be on driving on unfamiliar highways as well as they head out of town. So what's the safest way to handle those roads that we don't necessarily know as well?
Yeah, I mean, if you're driving to new places, you don't know the roads, the number one thing I would say is pre-plan your trip. Get the navigation set before you go. Just do a little bit of research of where you're going so that when you're driving, because it is a new road, you don't know what turns are coming up, that you're ready, you're prepared, you can pay attention to the signs, and really just set yourself up for success.
Exactly, especially if you're traveling during the evening time. Now let's talk about following distance. This is for everybody at home, okay, because I drive with you guys every day to get to work. How much space should a driver have between one car and another?
More than they do now, I can tell you that.
Yeah, literally.
We tell all of our Safeway students at least 3 seconds. And I know people watching this are that might hurt your soul. You need at least 3 seconds following distance, because what that does is it protects you. It gives you time to slow down if something happens in front. And it also protects people behind you, because if they're not leaving that distance, you having a smoother stop will help them as well.
Exactly, because you know what? You can't just be worried about what's going on in front of you. You have to be worried about what's going on behind you as well. Now, road trips can mean long hours behind the wheel, so how dangerous is driver fatigue? I think it's so easy to get into that road hypnosis once you're on the road for a long period of time.
That's exactly it. We call it freeway hypnosis, where you're just driving and then you just kind of space out.
Yeah.
So really what's important, a lot of people will try to drive as far as they can before stopping and putting gas in the vehicle. And we teach our students at Safeway, every 2 hours at the most, you need to stop, stretch your legs, get out, just let your mind take a break, because it takes a lot of mental focus to do that driving. So you'll get to your destination feeling more refreshed, and it makes your trip a lot safer.
Plus, it's a good stopping place to maybe if you want to switch with the passenger as well. Now, before anyone backs out of the driveway for the trip, what are a couple things that drivers should check on their car?
Yeah, well, I'd say if there's one thing you're going to check, please check your tires.
Yes.
Because especially on a morning like this morning, y'all were talking about, it was hot yesterday.
It was.
And then you wake up and it's in the 30s. So what that does is it lowers your tire pressure a ton. So we recommend to our Safeway students, get a battery-powered tire gauge or tire pump that you can leave in your car, so that if there is a sudden change, you can pump up your tires and always be safe. And a little tip, when you open your driver door, there's a sticker there, and it'll tell you what your tire pressure should be. So just set it to match that number and you're good to go.
These are such good tips this morning. Tell me quickly a little bit about the program that you have in Safeway.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Safeway driving. I'm a graduate myself. Safeway driving exists for one reason, and that's to prevent the phone call that nobody wants. And we've been doing that for over 53 years here in Texas. And I'm really proud of it, because the crash statistics from the DPS show that our graduates, their chances of getting in a crash are cut in half versus your average driving school here in Texas.
Wow.
So also very excited that we're opening up a new location here in Dallas, Park Cities area, at Northwest Highway in Hillcrest.
Very good. Okay, well, thank you so much, Brad, for coming on this morning, and congratulations to Safeway on evolving and continuing to protect our Texans out there on the road. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
At one time or another, many of us have imagined about running away to join the circus. But for people with disabilities, though, opportunities like this have long been out of reach until now. Paige is live in Garland at the site of the Omnium Circus, an inclusive and accessible company that brings all of the thrills and joy to people that only a circus can. Hello to you, Paige.
Hello, talk about thrills and joy. This is indeed pretty thrilling. I hope they're pretty accurate. It looks like they are. Welcome to the Omnium Circus. As you heard, this is a place where they build bridges rather than barriers. And very quickly, I'm going to invite my friend Lisa Lewis, without moving too much on my part, to join me for this interview. Wow! That is impressive. That's just a tiny taste of what you're going to experience here at the Omnium Circus. This is so much fun, Lisa.
I am so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us.
I love this whole notion of it being an all-ability circus. What does that mean?
Okay, so it means that everybody has an amazing ability. No matter who you are, no matter the body you inhabit or the skin you are in, you have the potential to be your best self. And that's what we want to share with the people, with everybody's. You can do whatever is your dream, your imagination. You may do it differently, but that's okay.
I love the fact that you said everybody's, because I think that that's a really good point. And your story is interesting. You are a clown by profession.
I am.
You are, and you were doing a performance. You noticed something in the audience that really piqued your interest, and that is ultimately what led to this. Tell me that story.
So back when I was performing in arenas, I looked at a huge section of the audience and everybody was crazy grumpy. And there was one row of teenagers that was just really grumpy. And my partner went up to them and started telling jokes in sign language. All of a sudden they started laughing. When their energy changed, the entire energy of the whole section changed. And I realized the power of inclusion. If we can all laugh together, each through our own pathways, then there's joy for everyone. And it increases all of us. It doesn't diminish anyone, it increases everyone by welcoming all sorts of different perspectives and bodies and abilities to the same show.
Well, and I want to talk about that and the sensitivity that you've applied for the audience as well as to the performers. You were mentioning when you were talking about that you realized that many of the spectators in that particular performance were deaf. You have done some things to make sure that the audience is included in the experience as much as everybody else that's here.
Absolutely. So in the world, 25% of people have some sort of an access need. 25% of the world has a disability. That means guaranteed your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your third friend twice removed, somebody needs some access.
Right.
Why should you leave them at home?
And also when it comes to the performers as well. These the performers do have differing abilities, but look, this certainly doesn't impact their ability to wow the audience.
Absolutely.
As you can see around us, we've got two performers over here with very specific, unique abilities. Tell me more.
So, we have one person on aerial silks. Danny is a Special Olympian and does a fabulous job on silks. Melissa is over on our lyra, and she is our Paralympic professional. She is a 6-time gold medal world champion paraclimber.
That is unbelievable, and I understand that she's on an apparatus that I'm going to give a whirl and
She
try
is.
this on. Now,
And
ladies
I also
and gentlemen,
want to answer your other question, which
Yes.
I forgot, and it's my bad. For the audience, when they come in,
Yes.
if you happen to be blind, the entire show will be audio described for you so that you can enjoy the performance just as much as the person sitting next to you who takes in information through
you're
their eyes.
also sensitive about sensory issues as well.
It is
You also have ASL. So
Our
that
ringmaster is in fact deaf.
That is
So
impressive.
the show will be delivered in American Sign Language, and those who are hearing get a fabulous voiceover of our chairman of our board and the first Black ringmaster on Ringling, Jonathan Lee Iverson.
I met him. He is wonderful.
Well, you're
All right.
gonna hear his
Can
voice
I
tonight.
hop on this and see what this looks like? This could be ugly, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know, I'm not particularly coordinated in any way. Oh, you'll okay, let's take a look. Let's see how I can hop on, if you don't mind. Oh, absolutely. So how do I begin? Now, this is going to be too much for me.
Actually, can you pull up on that?
All right. Here we go.
Big pull.
This is really, really hard.
be a
I don't
little
know if
bit
I
too
have
high.
the arm strength to do it. In fact, why don't you
Hold on,
hop
we're
on
going to
it?
lower it just a little bit
Can we
for
lower
you.
it a little bit, do you think? Is it being lowered?
Just be careful.
Sadly, guys, good news is that this is not done in the time that I have remaining in this particular segment. I will make sure that this is on my Instagram. You can check it out at Paige McCoy Smith on Instagram. In the meantime, I congratulate all of you, and I hope you have a fantastic performance. Where can we go get more information?
So you can get more information at garlandarts.com. We have a show tonight at 7 and 2 shows tomorrow at 10:30 and 1:30. So please join us. We're going to have a fabulous time.
Please join us. It's going to be fun. All right. Thanks so much, and I'll send it back inside to you, Erin. I will get up on this thing.
Oh, yes, you will.
I believe that you will get up there.
I don't have the arm strength to do it right now.
I was just
It
about to
needs to
say,
be
do you know how
lower.
much arm strength is required to pull yourself up on one of those things? Okay, let's switch gears. Oh my gosh, watching Paige do that, I was really hoping she'd be successful. Okay, let's switch gears. Hold on loosely and get ready to rock into the night. 38 Special is bringing their 50-year legacy tour to Dallas's Longhorn Ballroom this week. And lead singer and co-founder Don Barnes joins us to tell us so much more. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Texas. How's everybody?
Indeed. I'll take
I'm
both.
talking from Atlanta, so we always get your weather, you know.
You know what? It's coming. I just want you to know
I
it's going to
know.
be cold here soon. You are
always there.
celebrating 50 years together as a band. Take us back. Where did it all start?
Well, you know, it starts with an idea. We were neighborhood guys, you know, in Jacksonville, Florida, and of course, you make all your mistakes in public, and you keep striving on, stay together. But you know, you run into a lot of frustrations. It's like anything else. It doesn't happen overnight. But it's been a long journey. We're having a great time. We go out there, we unfold that history, all the hit songs, everything through the years. And you can crank a guitar up to 10 and be 22 years old again. So we're having a great time together.
I love that. I love the idea of that. But tell me, because you guys haven't slowed down at all. In fact, you might be ramping it up. What motivates you to play 100 shows a year?
It's just a dream we all had as young boys. You know, it's a great feeling. You know, you see the instant reactions from people out in the crowd, songs that remind them of something. You see a few tears in their eyes, or high-fiving each other, singing along. My sound man said, sometimes I have to turn you up louder because the crowd is singing louder than you are, you know. So, yeah. So it's a great experience. You know, it's a great job to bring that kind of joy to people.
It's very nostalgic, and I think that's the main thing about music. Usually it transports you to wherever you were when it first came out or the first time you heard it. So I can imagine that there are tons of people who you basically were the soundtrack to their lives. So why add to that? Why record another album?
Well, you know, all of those songs, they were benchmarks in our life as well. You know, they all represented some period of our time. But the new album called Milestone, it's just, I couldn't think of anything else to call it. 50 years, it is a big milestone. And, you know, we never slowed down. It was like Bear Bryant said, we don't slack up, we stack up, you know, over the years. So we've got a brand new album, all new songs, has just as much heart and soul in it as all the other ones through the years. And it was just time. We hadn't recorded an album in a long time. So it's making great response on the streaming services, which I'm still trying to get educated on all the streaming and everything. But yeah, it's doing really well. And it's, you know, it's taken off. The first single, All I Haven't Said, is a couple of million streams now. So, you know, we're working on looking at all that happening, blowing up, you know. So.
My goodness. So I have to say, I'm stealing that quote. We don't slack up, we stack up.
Yeah,
I like that very much. So good. You just talked about Milestone, the meaning behind it, and some of the tracks on there. How long did it take you guys to record it?
We had to, it was kind of a daunting task, as we do 100 cities a year, every year. So we had to carve out some time between those cities, and we'd go in and, you know, record about 3 or 4 basic tracks, and then go back out and do 15 cities and come back out and go back out in the studio. And it's like, what were we doing here? So it took about 3 or 4 months over a period of time, just, you know, phases, I guess, 7 or 8 phases. Yeah.
But still, that's still pretty good timing for an entire album and working all of the shows on top of that. I mean, I don't know how much time you have in the day. You sound exhausted. My goodness, tell me. What can people expect at the Longhorn Ballroom on Thursday, this Thursday?
Yeah, we've got a lot of history back to Dallas. Everybody, all the Manic fans through the years, back in the old Reunion Arena and all that. We did all those shows. And so we're looking forward to everybody coming out. We're going to have a large time. It's a celebration of that brotherhood, you know, the camaraderie, and on all. People can tell that we actually still like each other, Aaron, after all these years. That's a pretty good thing. That's pretty rare.
You guys can still be around each other, and you're right. That is rare. Okay, a lot of bands don't get that. So congratulations to you guys and all that you guys have done over all of this time, because like I said, there are so many people that are still connected to you, and I thank you for sharing your time with us this morning as well.
Thanks so much for having me on, Aaron, and everybody make it out. We're gonna have a big time and a big party. Thanks so much, Aaron.
Yes, indeed. Let me give them the details right here. 38 Specials 50-year legacy tour comes to Dallas's Longhorn Ballroom this Thursday, you guys. So if you don't have plans, here they are right here. Put it on your calendar. For tickets and more information about the Milestone album, all you have to do is go to 38special.com. Up next on GMT, celebrity stylist Michael Phelps shows us different strategies to elevate our wardrobe in today's segment of Fashion Hunter. And we're in the GMT kitchen for a special preview of the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival's first event, Tacos and Tequila. You don't want to miss that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. style is often seen as surface, but for high performers, it's all about strategy. And in today's Fashion Hunter, we're breaking down how intentional styling can build confidence and authority. And we're doing it with Dallas-based celebrity and athlete stylist Michael Phelps. Hello.
Hello.
Oh
Hello.
my goodness. So
Good morning,
excited.
Texas.
Good morning, Texas. We're so excited to have you. Let's talk about it because you're kind of becoming a staple stylist out
thank you so
here.
much.
I mean,
Thank you.
you've worked with the Dallas Mavericks, Art of Design magazine, even our favorite, the North Texas treasure herself, Erykah Badu. So tell me, how does everything come about? What is one lesson that you have learned throughout this process of getting to this point of where you are right now?
Oh, wow. Good question. I think I've learned most that it is all about dressing confidence more than it is style. I think it's important to make sure that the person's outward expression is an inward feeling that you're focusing on. It literally is one of the best ways that I can say I'm unique. I'm a mental health stylist. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the many strategies that Michael uses to style his
Oh, yeah.
clients. And so we're going to talk about 3 different ones today. First one being storytelling. And you were kind of
Yes.
diving into that just a little bit just then. And so tell me more about how you use storytelling to really create and curate a beautiful outfit.
Absolutely. Although fashion is something that is an external expression, I try to bring that inward feeling outward.
So Caleb is here. He is an NFL player, but he also grew up right here in McKinney. This is fly.
I know. Your reaction was perfect. So what we did with the Caleb here, it's called a twin set. A twin set is an easy way to have good color options, something that's easy. This particular texture, it travels well, so if it's folded down,
It doesn't wrinkle.
It doesn't wrinkle.
Love.
Caleb is in love with these Kuro glasses. It adds a little fun flair, a little swag. Do people still say swag? No. The tunnel is the only time that they really get to be outside of a team. And in that moment for them, it is a true representation of who they are.
Let's move on to the next strategy, which I think you're kind of dabbling in today, the art of layering.
Yes. Layering is a good way, especially in North Texas or Texas in general. Everyone knows that the weather pattern changes.
Up and down, up
every
and down.
5 minutes. So it's sometimes okay to have options, right? One piece leads to a different occasion and then a different occasion. And by the time you're done with the day, you still have on the original outfit, but in a different iteration. So as a real estate executive and developer here, Casey is someone who has a multifaceted day. So what we did here is layer with a light spring kind of anorak style jacket that resembles a trench, but it's mid-length. Layered with a, this is called a shacket that has a nice texture just to break up the monotony of a single or more dominant color. It has a little personality base there as well.
And we do love a monochromatic outfit, but you're able to break it up throughout the day. If you want to, the option is there. And I think he's gonna look really good next to his wife, who we're gonna see in just a second. Okay, let's pivot to styling for our body. I think it's so important to know your own body shape, but sometimes that's really hard because what we see in the mirror is not necessarily how we feel on the inside.
Who you telling this cardigan? The funny thing about styling your body is I always ask my my clients to tell me what their favorite body part is that they like to accentuate through fashion. It could be shoulders, it could be legs, it could be hands even.
The clavicle.
The clavicle.
Come
we
on, that's
we
very
love a clavicle.
sexy.
There's a more scientific way. Contrary to what the world may think, men are more difficult to style because we may weigh the same, but because our shoulders and our hips and things are different, 1 in 3 men are completely different than each other. So for men, other than body type, I suggest a tailor. Always have a tailor.
Yes, make it customized to you. I hear that all the time, especially with jeans too. You want to make sure your jeans fit like they were made for you.
You can tailor anything.
Alex here, she's not just our model today, but she's also a real estate developer and advisor, but not just that, she is also a new mom of 2. So tell me, we're talking strategy when it comes to body type. So how do you make this happen on her?
We talk a lot about, you know, some of the body features that she wants to accentuate, and here we're showing off those legs.
Come on now, get into it.
Yes, this denim mini is something that is a little disruptive to the real estate market regarding like fashion. We added a tie to kind of make this moment of androgyny. Some of the disruption in fashion right now is helping women to feel as powerful in their wardrobe as men do. But on Alex here, we did a denim mini to kind of elongate her, to help out with some of her body type, as she is a mother of a second time now. She wants to play with both plaids and stripes. This is a really good moment for her. One of the best pieces of advice I got is I encourage you to dress how you want every day, because confidence with styling is something that is more important than the clothing.
Yes.
If you don't take the break to dress differently at the grocery store than you do at a gala, you would never have to worry about getting ready because you're always ready.
Okay, that was good. I'm gonna think about that the next
Yeah,
time I
just
go to
do
the
it.
grocery
Enjoy
store.
it.
I'm gonna wear my heels. Who
Do
cares?
it. Why not? You've always been yourself everywhere you go, so there's no need to take a day off. It is my objective to make sure the world looks as good as they feel.
Live, this is Good Morning Texas.
Not sure if you guys heard Marielle right, but she did say that it's supposed to be like record heat at the end of this week, which is so crazy because it's freezing outside right now.
Well, get this. We had a record high yesterday, 87.
Yes.
And today we're down into the 30s, feeling like the 20s.
Girl.
And it was because of yesterday's wind. All that are looking at a temperature of 36 degrees. Oof. And that 36, it actually feels like the 20s when you factor in the wind. Hello? Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was strange. All right, here we go. Temperatures are in the 30s, about 37 degrees in Dallas, 34 in Fort Worth, and 34 in Denton. Right now, the wind chill is in the mid-20s. I mean, we're talking about temperatures that took a dramatic turn from yesterday's record high of 87 degrees. Today, it shapes up like this. We make it to about 51 degrees around 4. We'll see sunshine all day, wind out of the northwest, gusting close to 30 miles per hour at times. The high of 50 today in Denton, McKinney, and in Fort Worth is quite a bit cooler than the normal high of 69 this time of the year. So we're trending close to 20 degrees cooler than normal, even for the afternoon, even with our drastic 50+ degree temperature drop between yesterday afternoon and this morning. Hey, tonight it's still going to be rather chilly. We dropped down to about 33 in McKinney, 34 in Denton, 33 in Fort Worth. We will see the temperature climb every single day after today. We make it to 67 degrees for St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. We'll eventually be at 86 by Thursday, 91 degrees then on Friday. That is close to record heat. The record is 92. We'll be at 91. Some models are hinting a little warmer than that, so don't be surprised if you come and check in with me tomorrow and I'm saying we actually will break a record high on Friday. I'm holding off on it for now, but this weekend, the first full weekend of spring, high temperatures will be in the 90s. We'll see a lot of sunshine, and as of now, it does look rain-free the next couple of weeks. I know kids are in spring break this week. Some are on spring break next week. Overall, looking rain-free, but a taste of literally every season, Erin, in the next 5 days.
So wild. So good, though, because I'm already planning a pool day in my head for this weekend. Thanks so much, Marielle, for keeping us up to date. All right, it's time for another Go With The Pros episode. March weather in North Texas can quickly change from clear skies to strong storms and those power outages. And with the spring storm season upon us, it's important that you protect your home. A#1 Air General Manager Marcia Griffin and HVAC Sales and Service Director Patrick Castleberry join me to share what you can do to be prepared. Good morning.
Good morning.
So glad to have you guys here so timely, honestly.
Yes.
So how does March weather end up impacting a home?
Well, because the temperatures can change frequently, we're going hot, cold, that impacts your HVAC system. We have wind, we have hail that will impact the outdoor units. We also have electrical power surges, which will damage appliances and your HVAC unit. So the weather can take a toll on all of your appliances in your home.
Yes, it's very tedious. As you heard Marielle just say, I think we get a little taste of every season this week, and that wind is insane right now, so I can see how that can be detrimental to your home. What can homeowners do before a storm to protect all of their systems?
Get a whole home surge protector, right? 'Cause that's gonna protect all the appliances. Also, if you have like trees or bushes around the outdoor unit, make sure you get them trimmed back just in case we do have these high winds and it breaks. You don't have to worry about damaging the outdoor unit.
Yes. Okay, you just mentioned this whole home surge protector. How is that different from like a generator that most people usually have?
Well, like you're looking like the ones that go the outlet protection on your appliances versus a whole home surge protector that does the whole entire home except for just one appliance.
Got it. Okay, so when we have like those long extra, what are they called?
Power surge protectors.
Yeah, like power
surge.
surges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when all of those are plugged in, but you're saying this protects everything, the entire
Absolutely.
home, not just what's plugged in there. Okay, we're getting it. We're understanding. I'm not a homeowner if it wasn't clear at this point. But Marcia, losing power in a storm, it can be very frustrating and also dangerous at that. And so how does a whole home generator help out?
So when you have a whole home generator, it automatically turns on in the event there's a power failure. You don't have to go outside and start it up. It keeps everything running in your home. You don't have to go outside and add fuel because they run off of gas or propane.
Nice. Okay, so you don't have to put yourself at risk once the storm starts. Very good. Now, if someone loses power during a storm, what do you think is the first thing that they should do?
Stay calm first.
Yes.
And see if the power's going to come back on. If not, maybe get a hold of your electric company like Encore, see what the timing is going to be to get it put back on. Leave your refrigerator shut. That way you don't, the food don't thaw out.
Spoil,
things like that.
yes, exactly.
And bigger appliances maybe unplug before a storm just in case.
All right. Okay, so what does regular maintenance play in? How does that come into being storm ready?
So it prepares, we look for weak components like in your HVAC system. We look for drains that might be clogged. So it prevents you from having a major breakdown. It also saves on your energy cost by having routine maintenance performed on your HVAC and your plumbing and electrical.
So it sounds like it almost can be a lot of little things that can domino into big things, and then a storm just exacerbates it. But it sounds like that maintenance, that annual maintenance, kind of keeps you at bay, so you don't have to worry about it yourselves.
That's
yes?
correct.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm understanding. I'm going to be ready by the time I do get to homeowning. For more information on getting storm ready or to schedule a spring HVAC tune-up, plumbing inspection, electrical safety check, or a generator consultation, all you have to do is visit a1air.com, or you can call 1-800-NEW-COOL.
Go with the pros, presented by A1 Air.
For nearly 20 years, 4 simple words have been recognized across North Texas. I just got hit. But behind that phrase isn't just a commercial. It's a law firm that's helped families through some of the most overwhelming moments of their life. The Godsey Law Firm founder, David Godsey, and attorney Autumn Godsey are here to talk about how their firm started and the mission that continues to guide them. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Oh, so glad to have you both here. So, David, I'm going to come to you first because people recognize that phrase, I just got hit, immediately. And so when someone actually says those words in real life, what does that moment mean for you and your team?
You know, in the beginning, it was like a music artist who hears their song on the radio for the first time. But over time, it's been such a positive impact on the community. It kind of creates a sense of humility, understanding that we've got to continue to do the things that we're doing to make sure that we're taking care of our clients.
Yes, indeed. People are looking to you guys quite literally. And so, Autumn, so many viewers remember you as a little girl. We were just talking about it. She was 7 years old when she was on the phone saying, I just got hit. And so now you're in this space, 25, you said. Yes. You're an attorney now. You're following in your dad's footsteps. What has that journey been like?
It's been amazing, to say the least. The nostalgia that people feel after it being a commercial for so long is something that I'm honored to be a part of. But it's so much bigger than the commercial. I was able to see my dad behind the scenes advocate for people who have been seriously injured. And so to see that impact, just that stayed with me. So when it was time to choose a career path, I wanted to go to law school with the primary goal of being the best attorney I could be, to help people the same way he had been doing my entire life.
Wow.
But now that I'm a part of the firm, the thing I'm most proud of is the culture, the hard work, the service that we have for providing for our clients, and then just the teamwork that we have as a group. So going from a little girl to now has definitely been a full circle moment.
What does it make you feel when you hear your baby girl talk of you so highly?
I can't put words to the amount of pride that I feel. You know, her work shouldn't go unnoticed. You know, a lot of people think I'm a lawyer, so it's easy for her to be a lawyer, but that's not the case.
Yes.
And so what she put into it has just been amazing, and to have a front row seat to see it, I couldn't be more proud.
She's got to put that work in too, though.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right.
You've been doing this for over 20 years, and every firm says that they fight for their clients. But what does that actually mean inside of you guys' office?
You know, for us, first of all, we don't get distracted by other practice areas. Like, we stay locked in to the substantive knowledge of what does it mean to handle a truck wreck, what does it mean to handle a personal injury case. In in addition to that, we listen to our clients, right? Our clients tell us their story, and the story is what drives how we advocate for them. And it's truly important that every symptom that they're feeling, gets tested. And if it gets tested, if there's a diagnosis to be made, it gets diagnosed. And it's only then that we're able to fully get them compensated. So I think we keep that the focus, and it's been successful.
So do you think, because I was just about to ask, what do you think sets the Godsey Law Firm apart? But it sounds like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I do believe that's our competitive advantage, right? It's just paying attention and staying locked into what the client needs so that we can make sure that we get them what they're entitled to. We can't make the accident go away. Can't make what they felt go away, but what we can do is make sure that they get compensated for it. And the last thing we want to have happen is a case gets resolved and there's some injury that wasn't calculated into whatever their resolution is.
You guys are committed to making sure everything is done and done correctly, dotting those I's and scratching those T's. I gotta make sure I get that right. But also, it's wonderful to see you guys evolve in the way that you guys have and continue to give back to our community. So we're so grateful that we get to hang out with the I Just Got Hit people this morning. Indeed. Thank you both, David and Autumn, for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Of course. Like I said, for nearly 20 years, the Godsey Law Firm has built its reputation on preparation and advocacy and protecting Texans when they're most vulnerable. To learn more, call 214-I-GOT-HIT. That's 214-446-8448. Or click on IJustGotHit.com. We'll be right back. It's one of the biggest annual events in Fort Worth, and it's making its return. I'm talking about the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival. This year, they have 4 featured events taking place, and for the next few Mondays, we're giving you a preview of each one. So first up is Tacos and Tequila. Here to tell us so much more and to give us a taste is spokesperson Russell Kirkpatrick and Los Guapos Mexican Street Food co-founder Angel Fuentes. Welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's talk about it because I'm excited for anything tacos and tequila. So I want you to start with just telling us a little bit about the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival, what people can expect.
Yeah, we're rolling into our 13th year. So this year we've got 4 signature events. We're unveiling a couple brand new events on Saturday and Sunday with our Fork and Fire event and the Big Brunch. Back that up, Monday night is the main event, which that's a mainstay, and then we kick it off that Thursday night, April 9th, the Tacos and Tequila.
Very good. Okay, well, you have to start with Tacos and Tequila a little bit, I feel like. So what can people expect specifically at that event?
Oh, my gosh. We've got 20 amazing food participants all over North Texas representing. We've got vegan food, we've got poke, we've got the traditional tacos. So it's a little bit of something for everyone. And on the beverage side, of course, we've got the tequila, but we've got beer, wine, and then also some non-alcoholic drinks for those that are just coming to eat a little bit more than drink.
Exactly, but you know what? I love what you said in the fact that there's so many different cultures almost mixed into one culture. I mean, I've never had a poke taco before, but I'm down to try. Chef Angel, you've got some stuff going over here. Tell me a little bit about what we're making this morning.
Yes, Erin. So today we brought about 3 different options, but one of them, the one that we're going to be featuring on the festival is going to be our octopus tacos al pastor, which is going to be dressed with a little bit of spicy habanero pineapple. If you want to help me.
Yes, I would love to help you. Yeah, maybe dress it up a little bit.
Yes, I got a little bit of habanero pineapple right there, cilantro, onions.
Oh, yeah, this looks good. A little salsa verde.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
Me.
There
Yes,
you go.
indeed. You know what? And I like all the salsa, so I'm gonna give me a little red salsa too, because this looks spicy. Ooh,
and that's our octopus al pastor, which we feature on the restaurant as well. The red one is very spicy. Be careful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at all those seeds in there. Let me ask you a question though, because I hear al pastor all the time. I've actually had chicken al pastor. But what makes a dish necessarily al pastor?
Al pastor is a seasoning of 3 different red dry peppers with Mexican spices like achiote, cumin, Mexican oregano, and a lot of spices. It's a lot of flavor into the dish al pastor, but each chef has their differences and has their own unique way to prepare it.
I love.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to come to the Tacos and Tequila this year.
It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a great time.
But
you have something set up with the octopus here. Tell me how you go about cooking octopus, because I'm sure it's a bit tough just because of the texture.
It's a bit tough, but you have to slow cook, give some love, you know, to that octopus. Once it's cooked, you marinate it with those spices and then sear it and put them on a taco and enjoy it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk about Los Guapos for a quick second, because you guys are a couple years old at this point. So for people who haven't visited, tell us a little bit about the culture and the vibe that we can find there.
Los Guapos, Mexican street food. We are very laid back. It's a street food, so I'm bringing that Mexico City style vibe, like relax, come with your friends, get some margaritas, cerveza, cold beer, tacos. I mean, just name it.
Listen, you're talking my language, hell, okay? I might have to come see you
Let's
today
go.
for a little margarita. Like, I can't even wait. I love it. All right, Russell, tacos and tequila returning for this festival. So exciting. And you guys continue to bring it back year after year. Why do you think attendees love it so much?
Well, first, if you've got food and a hype man like Angel, I mean, people are coming back every single year. You know, it's a couple things. It's the vibrancy of the food, it's the music, it's the mariachi, it's the tequila, but also, man, it goes for a good cause, right?
Yes.
We've been able to put back over $600,000 into the community via scholarships, grants, some nonprofit programming. So yeah, it's a party with a purpose, and we love to raise some money for some great efforts.
Oh my goodness, you guys, I love a party with a purpose, and that's exactly what this is. Russell, Angel, thank you so much for being with us today. And again, Tacos and Tequila is the first event of the festival, so to see the full schedule, go to fwfwf.org. But wait, you guys, don't go anywhere, because we are not done yet. You thought it ended at tequila? Yeah, right. We'll get a preview of the festival's entertainment with some mariachi right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Wardrobe for our hosts is sponsored by Dillard's at North Park Center.
I feel like I should have saved this outfit for the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival. You guys, I'm so excited for tacos and tequila. You have no idea. But they're not serving up just food and drinks, you guys. They are serving up entertainment to keep the vibes going for each event. So here to give us a little preview of what the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival's Taco and Tequila Day looks like, we have Mariachi Alma Mexicana. Take it away. goodness, so good. Hopefully you did maybe a couple of dance moves in your living room. I was over here dancing as well. Such a good show today, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you missed anything from today's show, because we have some fabulous conversations today, remember you can always rewatch GMT on your own time on the free to download WFA Plus streaming app for your TV. You can also download it on your phone as well, where you can watch entire shows that you may have missed right under that news tab, happening at 1 p.m. today on KFAA and WFAA Plus. Excuse me. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, you guys, for St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be special indeed. Have a good morning, Texas. See you later.